addition to those laws, we have what are called implementing regulations, and those are the sets of rules that pretty much spell out what a federal contractor is required to do, and those can be found in the Code of Federal Regulations, CFR, and that's in Title 41, Chapter 60. All right, so who is in charge of enforcing these federal affirmative action regulations and making sure that contractors comply with their obligations? It's the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, the OFCCP. They're a division of the U.S. Department of Labor. There's a national office of the OFCCP. There are also certain regional offices around the country, broken up based on geographic regions. And then within those regions, there are district offices of the OFCCP. And that's the agency that will enforce these regulations and conduct compliance reviews of contractors, as you're going to hear about in the upcoming slides. All right, so that's where all of this stems from. And now we know where the regulations come from, but who is subject to these? Who is subject to the regulations? All right, let's talk about that for a little while. All right, basically, if you are a company that is doing business with a federal government agency, either through a direct contract or through a subcontract, meaning that you're providing goods or services to a federal government agency, then depending on the value of that contract or subcontract, you are going to be subject to certain affirmative action regulations, right? So the first threshold is the lower threshold. If you have a contract or subcontract of $10,000 or more, but less than $50,000, if it's at least $10,000, you are subject to what's called the Equal Opportunity Clause under all the three laws that I mentioned before, Executive Order 11246, the Rehab Act, and FEVRA. And basically what that means is essentially what most employers are doing anyway under Title VII and other federal EEO laws. It means that you have to prohibit or refrain from discriminating against employees and applicants for employees on the basis of race, gender, national origin, and religion. It also means that when you advertise your job openings, looking for external hires, you must include in those job advertisements equal opportunity language. A simple sentence such as, we're an equal opportunity employer, or just including the initials or abbreviation EOE is sufficient.